Are we live? Wait a second. Are we live? Okay, 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 okay. I think we're live. Are we live? Are we live right now? Wait, hang on a second. Are we live? What is up, Star Wars fans? It is another Thursday live stream on the channel, and we got a lot to talk about today. A lot to talk about. It seems as though, lately at least, we've had a lot to talk about all the time, which is fun. Well, it's a lot more fun having something to talk about than nothing to talk about. Am I right? I mean, having something to talk about is a whole lot better than having nothing to talk about. Now, there are some bad news things to talk about today, but there are also some great news things. Let's start off with good news. Let's start off with a little bit of good news. 12 more days. 12 more freaking days until The Mandalorian Season 3. Now, I know the hype is real. The hype is getting extremely real because it is... Whoa, whoa, whoa. We almost froze there. Okay, so here's the thing. I think when we freeze, I just have to freeze. Let the stream catch up, and then we'll be all set. I think that's how it works. Why does it do that? Really? Star Wars Politics says bad news. Yes, we have some bad news to talk about. I know it seems as though with Star Wars there's always a little bit of bad news to talk about, but there is a little bit of bad news to talk about, and it is in the name of The Bad Batch Episode 9. So The Bad Batch Episode 9. Rank it out of 10 in the comments. Rank it out of 10 in the chat. Just rank it out of 10. What would you give Episode 9 of Season 2 of The Bad Batch? Star Wars, no. Star Wars can't have bad news. Yeah, I know, right? Let's rank Episode 9 of The Bad Batch out of 10. Let's do it. What do we think? 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 So let's give a little brief recap here on what Episode 9 actually entailed, because a lot of people were like, Episode 9, that was horse manure. But I wasn't that far down on it, you know? I wasn't that far down on it. But you know, we got some stuff to talk about. So, Episode 9. Hang on. Let's fix this there. Let's fix that here. There we go. Episode 9, right? Star Wars Politics gives it a 6.5 out of 10. Okay, not bad. So they go to this planet that we've never seen before. They're on a mission for Sid already, and they are going to get some mining stuff. Stuff called Ipium or something like that, and it's highly explosive, all that stuff. And they go to this planet where they almost get run over by these deer. They almost get trampled by them. Then they almost get blown up, and then they get stuck in a storm, and then they get stuck in a cave, and then they get stuck in the water, and then they escape freely, but their ship is gone. Why? Why is this the Bad Batch right now? Why do I have to tune in every week to see this? Like, okay. Okay. Omega sad the entire episode. Sure, why not? Why not? Have Omega be sad. I don't get it. Mustafa. It was literally the Lion King. Star Wars Politics has a point here. It was literally the Lion King. It was. It was the Star Wars version of the Lion King. That was it. Speaking of Lion King, Bubblegum. Or not. Okay. Boo, come. My dog is down here. Hang on. Come here. Oh, hello. Hi. Come here. Mustafa, come here. Come on the screen. Hang on, we gotta put you full screen. Oh, look, who's that? Who is that? Come here. You gotta come on the screen, dog. Ah, there you go. Who's that? No, look at the camera. Did you like the Bad Batch Episode 9? Yeah, I didn't think so. So yeah, it starts off with that, and it was a whole lot of nothing. It was literally the most boring thing of all time. But then you had this character. Now, this character might actually lead to something. I mean, at some point in time, maybe it's possible that it could lead to something. This is the person who stole the Marauder from them, their ship. And Omega seems pretty intent on getting that ship back. She does not like to lose things, like she lost Echo in the episode before, and now she's losing her ship. And she was very upset about it. Very upset about it. So she's not one to deal with that. So they actually showed us the character that stole the ship. So maybe this character, just maybe this character, will actually have a future in this show. Well, I don't know why. Like they would only show the character if we were going to actually find out who this character was later on. But I don't know. Does this character ring any bells to you guys? It definitely is a brand new character. All in all, if I were to rank this whole entire episode out of 10, well, you guys couldn't even see that character. Duh. Whoops. This character. This is what I was talking about, because I literally wasn't even showing the screen. This is the character that stole the Marauder, and they showed us this character for a reason, because I'm sure she'll show up at some point, again, further on down the line in this season. Hopefully. Because, I mean, why would they show this person if they weren't just going to, give us something with it? I don't know. But if I were to rank this episode out of 10, ready? I don't think you're ready for this one. My rose is a nunnin' today. My nose is a runnin' today. Got a little bit of a warm. If I were to rank this episode out of 10, I would give it a 5.5 out of 10. That's how much I did not like this episode. And it wasn't just because of the episode itself. It's because what it was following up. Last week, we got 2 episodes. 2 of the best episodes of the entire series so far. The entire Bad Batch show, Season 1, Season 2, whatever. Those last 2 episodes, with Palpatine showing up, with all the clones being replaced by stormtroopers, all that stuff, was by far the best 2 episodes of the Bad Batch that we've seen so far in the series. Literally the best. So to follow that up with people extremely excited for the Bad Batch, finally, this second season been almost all filler so far. To follow that up with this episode was bad. It was really bad. Like beyond bad. I thought about it yesterday. I was like, oh, that episode wasn't too bad. It was a filler episode again, but I feel like we're used to that by now with the Bad Batch. But we shouldn't be used to that by now with the Bad Batch. The Bad Batch could be a show that is very exciting. Look at the last 2 episodes. We could have that all the time with Palpatine, with the Senate, with Coruscant, with the clones being replaced by stormtroopers. This could be a story arc that continues. Not to mention the fact, Mount Tantus, where is it? It's the worst cliffhanger to end Season 1 that has never been brought up in a second season. The worst. It's the worst. And I know what you're going to say. There's still 7 episodes left, Mike. I'm sure Mount Tantus will still be in the last 7 episodes, Mike. Yeah, I know. It probably will. But we're 9 episodes in now, and there has been 0 mention, 0 hinting towards, 0 literally anything about Mount Tantus. And it's really getting on my nerves. 9 weeks into this show, 7 weeks into the show, whatever we are. Many weeks into this show, and still nothing on Mount Tantus. Because right before the show started, I made a huge video on Mount Tantus and how excited I was for Mount Tantus and the crazy possibilities that Mount Tantus will explore in the Bad Batch, bringing in possibly Grogu, bringing in other Jedi connections, Palpatine, cloning, all that stuff. And so far, 9 episodes in, nothing. Star Wars Politics says, I'm going to play devil's advocate. Aren't some of your favorite animated series The Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels consumed with filler and largely missions of the week? True. But here's the thing with The Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels, right? Sure, I was a kid when those were coming out. Kind of a kid, whatever, teenager, whatever you want to call it. But now, while I'm older and they're on Disney Plus, I can literally binge those shows. And even The Clone Wars has more filler than Rebels, I believe. The Rebels show is like, once you hit the end of Season 2, the rest of the show is not filler. It's no longer filler. There's not at all. It's literally just straight fire for the entire show. Like, there's no filler at all. But the Clone Wars does have some filler, but even the filler in the Clone Wars is way more entertaining than what we just watched here in episode 9. It is. It is. Like, it has Anakin, it has Obi-Wan, it has Ahsoka on a mission. This is Omega crying in a cave. And Tech trying to make her feel better. Like, am I crazy here? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Star Wars politics, am I wrong? He follows up and says, I mean, at least they had the Force and Jedi, but the principle is still there. True. Yeah, but that's why the Clone Wars is better. The Clone Wars had Force and Jedi. It had Anakin Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ahsoka Tano, main characters in Star Wars. Main characters. So it was way more fun, and you could deal with fillers more often because there was more stuff that weren't filler. Out of the 9 episodes so far in The Bad Batch Season 2, 2 of them have not been filler. 2 out of 9. 2 out of 9. It's insane. It's insane. Star Wars Politics says, but the shows are not for you, Mike. It's for kids. Toxic positivity. True. Yeah, no. Yeah, sure. All Star Wars is made for kids. Yeah. And I'm a grown-ass man sitting on a stream right here talking to you guys about Star Wars, about an animated Star Wars show, and I'm complaining that this week's was a filler episode. Yes, I am. And I got a problem with it. All right, we'll move on to better news because I'm sick and tired of talking about this Bad Batch and how much of a filler, stupid episodes all these stupid things are. Because we got a lot of fun Mando news to talk about, and I'm way more hyped to get excited for the Mandalorian than keep getting down and down and down about this stupid Bad Batch show. Hopefully the Bad Batch does get better towards the end of the show with Mount Tantus. Mount Tantus, ever heard of it? Maybe something called Mount Tantus? But for now, we have to wait. And for now, we will talk about The Mandalorian because that's more exciting and better news. It's way more exciting news than what we have to talk about with The Bad Batch Season 2. So, without further ado, there has been a first official clip for The Mandalorian Season 3 released online. Have you seen it? Have you guys 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 seen the clip? Have you seen the clip? Have you seen the clip? I don't know if this was leaked. I think it was leaked, right? Or was it just released? I think it was leaked, honestly. First, watch first. Where is this clip, though? It's Grief Karga and Mando talking with Grogu, flying around. I have it. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So this is coming from Star Wars Coffee or something like that. Let's watch it. Star Wars Politics says before we watch this, isn't it funny? It hasn't even been mentioned. It hasn't even been mentioned by name. We are all assuming it's Mount Tantus, but what if it's not? That's true. Mount Tantus is just the name of it in Legends. It hasn't really actually been called Mount Tantus yet, but I'm sure it will be. I really hope so. I really hope so. All right, let's watch this. So this is the first official... Wait. That's good. First official clip from The Mandalorian Season 3. First official clip. This is coming from Star Wars Coffee, I guess. I don't even know. Oops. All right, we get it. Okay, so this is a little bit of background here. This is Grief Karga talking to Mando with Grogu in the scene. It's awesome. You guys hear that? Is that too loud, too soft?
He returned to me. I removed my helmet, and now I'm in apostate.
Which is all the more reason for you to stay here with us. Where you're from, you may be an apostate, but here you'd be landed gentry. Saying there's a beautiful parcel.
What up, Mikey? What up?
I appreciate the offer.
What up,
I
Mikey?
have some matters to look after.
Is that too soft? Should I turn that up?
I thought you had completed your mission, but you're still running around here with the...
You're right. Let me pause it real quick. Oh, you can't hear. All right, cool. Let me turn it up. Well, that would make sense because it was all the way down. Let's start this over. Let's start this over. So this is Grief Karga talking about wanting Mando to move in to Navarro. Yeah, he wants him to come move in on Navarro. And he says, there's a nice plot of land for you. And he's like, I got a new mission. And he's like, I thought you were getting rid of this kid. And he's like, no. He's like, no, I got a new mission with this kid. And now I gotta go to Mandalore and all that stuff. So this is the first ever clip, or take 2, of the Mandalorian.
There's a beautiful parcel
That's too loud.
available right down here by the flats.
That's way too loud. Hang on. We're fine. We're gonna find the middle. How's this?
I appreciate the offer, but I have some matters to look after.
Well, I'm confused. I thought you had completed your mission, but you're still running around here with the same little critter.
It's complicated. I completed my quest. He returned to me. I removed my helmet, and now I'm an apostate.
Which is all the more reason for you to stay here with us. Where you're from, you may be an apostate, but here, you'd be landed gentry. Saying there's a beautiful...
So it just repeats. So he's just talking about how this land on Navarro, that's all for Din. He can have it if he wants it, whatever. He can retire. He can have a nice life on Navarro with Grogu. But Din says no, he's got plans. He's removed his helmet. He's become an apostate, and he has to go to Mandalore to like redeem himself. Whatever he has to do on Mandalore, he's got to go do it. But this is cool. This is the first ever look at the Mandalorian. Why is it doing that? Please tell me. Why do that? Why do that? It's really annoying. Please don't do that. Okay. But it is the first look that we've gotten at The Mandalorian Season 3. And it's very exciting because The Mandalorian Season 3 is going to be extremely hyped. And I know that all of us cannot wait for it. Do you want to watch it again? Do we want to watch it again? Because it gets me really excited. I mean, it just starts with Grogu spinning around in a chair, and it's hilarious. He's a little kid. He's literally just a little kid. Just spinning around in a chair, and then he forces like the candy or whatever's on the table, looks like Reese's Pieces, forces it to himself and eats it. Like it doesn't get better than Grogu in Star Wars. Look down, he's on your shirt. I can guarantee he's on your shirt or sweatshirt, you know, or sweatshirt. Speaking of shirts and sweatshirts and hats, because I mentioned hats in that sentence as well. Go to the merch store. We have a merch store. In the description below, you will find a link that brings you straight to this place called the Merch Shop. We got Hello There hats. We got X-Wing hats. We got TIE Fighter hats. We got Clone Force 99 shirts. Yeah, get excited. We'll have Mando merch coming very, very soon in hype for The Mandalorian. Let's watch this trailer again. Let's do it.
A beautiful parcel available right down here by the flats.
I appreciate the offer, but I have some matters to look after.
Well, I'm confused. I thought you had completed your mission, but you're still running around here with the
Look at him
same
just
little
spinning.
critter.
He's having fun.
It's complicated. I completed my quest. He returned to me. I removed my helmet, and now I'm an apostate.
See the Reese's Pieces? Look at those. That's definitely Reese's Pieces. What else is that? Like, come on.
Which is all the more reason for you to stay here with us. Where you're
See, Grogu loves Reese's Pieces. He loves that peanut butter chocolate great one separate, but when they combine, they make that one-in-time epic. Does anybody remember that commercial?
from, you may be an apostate, but here, you'd be landed gentry.
R-E-E-S-E-S.
If you enjoyed this
Yes.
episode,
Oh,
and
what the
frankly,
heck?
even if
What
you
the heck?
More reason.
Go away. Go follow Star Wars Coffee, I guess. I have no idea who that is. But, you know, he's cool, I guess. Sure, if he wants to be. But, yeah, that's the first look at The Mandalorian Season 3. It's very exciting. Star Wars Politics says, no Reese's Pieces in Star Wars. No bricks. No Reese's. No anything. Definitely no bricks or screws. And definitely no Reese's Pieces. But you don't think Star Wars, you don't think that galaxy far, far away has found a way to combine that peanut butter and chocolate. I know they're great when they're separate, but when they combine, they make that one-in-time epic. REESES. Yes. Yeah, no, they definitely look like Reese's Pieces to me. I mean, if Grief Karga has candy set out, it's got to be Reese's Pieces. But we got some other cool Mando news, not just the first look at The Mandalorian. We got some possibilities about so Jon Favreau talking about possibly having a Mando movie. He's also talking about Grogu and why he abandoned Luke Skywalker. Also talking about some other things. In some better news, actually, Jon Favreau just got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, which is epic. I feel like just took way too long for that to happen. The guy's made Elf. The guy made Iron Man 1, started off the MCU, and now he's making The Mandalorian. I mean, he's the GOAT. He is the GOAT. The GOAT. That's just mean Star Wars politics. He says that's what makes his forehead big. Should we do I even have that picture anymore? I think we should find that picture. I think we should have that as like just a go-to thing at all times. But yeah, you're right. All right, let's talk about why Grogu left Luke. Let's talk about why Grogu left Luke Skywalker. So let's be real. Oh, hang on. Perfect. The Mandalorian director reveals why Grogu abandoned Luke Skywalker. So ahead of the release of Season 3 of The Mandalorian, Jon Favreau explains why Grogu left Luke Skywalker in the Book of Boba Fett and reunited with Din Djarin. Season 3 of The Mandalorian is set to hit Disney Plus on March 1st. Yeah, we know all that. Blah, 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 blah. So why Grogu left Luke Skywalker? Now let's not forget, the Book of Boba Fett. I know many people have mixed opinions on the Book of Boba Fett, but it still gave us a young Luke Skywalker training Grogu in the ways of the Force. Doesn't get much better than that. It literally doesn't. Luke Skywalker, who was trained by Yoda, the young version of Yoda's species, the only other version of Yoda's species that is alive at this time, is getting trained by Luke Skywalker. It is awesome. It is so awesome. I know he leaves him, of course, whatever. But here's why. According to Jon Favreau, the show's creator, here's why. So in the latest issue of Total Film magazine, The Mandalorian showrunner Jon Favreau sat down for an interview to discuss the upcoming Season 3 of the Disney Plus series. Favreau was specifically asked about his decision to bring Grogu back to Din and abandon Luke Skywalker in the Book of Boba Fett. Now, I've seen a lot of people very, very upset the closer and closer we get to The Mandalorian Season 3 that Grogu and Din are back together in a different show than The Mandalorian. Now, again, I've told you guys many times before, I don't have a problem with this because it's all one storyline. It's like saying you find out that Darth Vader's Luke's father in the second movie, but you don't know that in the first movie, so when you watch the third movie, it's ruined. No. It's one storyline. As much as people like to joke that the Book of Boba Fett is Mandalorian 2.5, Season 2.5, it is Mandalorian Season 2.5. It's all one story. It's all one big story. It's going to go from The Mandalorian Season 1 to 2 to Book of Boba Fett to Season 3 of The Mandalorian to the Ahsoka show to maybe a Season 2 of the Ahsoka show, maybe a Season 2 of the Book of Boba Fett. And it's all going to be one cohesive, in-order story. That's what they're trying to do. So Grogu going back to Din in a different show than his own doesn't make me upset. It doesn't. It doesn't make me upset at all, but I have seen a ton of people online, on the Instagram page, all over Twitter, whatever, very upset about this. Like, extremely upset. The closer and closer we get to The Mandalorian Season 3, they're getting very, very upset. But the showrunner and executive producer explains why he chose to reunite them, and also explains how the 1973 film Paper Moon inspired him to do so. We don't have to get into that because I don't even know what Paper Moon is, but down here he talks about, and this little kid, Grogu, is given a decision to choose, and the kid chooses the emotional relationship and wants to be with the Mandalorian and passes up Yoda's lightsaber. Of course, all of us fans wanted him to grab Yoda's lightsaber and be like, Jedi I am, or something great like that, like a one-liner, his first words, steals Yoda's lightsaber and just is awesome. But part of you wants to see him develop in that way, and and the other part, hang on, and part the other. So you have an interesting character who has Jedi training to some extent, Force abilities, but also is joining the Mandalorian culture, which we've established is something that you can opt into as a foundling, of course. So he talks about more about this Mandalorian culture, and this is where it gets very interesting. He says, it demands a lot and offers a lot. Historically, Mandalorians developed all kinds of tools and armor and weapons to be able to counteract the Force abilities of the Jedi. So as a storyteller, this offers tremendous opportunity. Let me reread that for you. It demands a lot and offers a lot. Historically, Mandalorians developed all of these tools and armor and weapons to be able to counteract the Force abilities of the Jedi. We're talking about the Mandalorian versus Jedi War thousands of years ago that lasted for so long. And the Mandalorian created tools and armor and weapons to be able to fight against Jedi using the Force, using lightsabers. I almost just sneezed, but I stopped it. All right. We're back in business. Okay. So the Mandalorian really have developed all these tools and all these weapons and stuff to be able to fight the Jedi. So now Grogu, who has the Force abilities and is now a foundling of the Mandalorian, is going to have both of those under his belt. He's going to have the tools. He already has the armor. He's going to have the weapons of the Mandalorian, and he's going to have the Force abilities of the Jedi, making him only the second Mandalorian Jedi in all of Star Wars. The first one being Tar Vizsla, the creator of the Darksaber, many years ago. Not to mention the fact that Grogu could be wielding the Darksaber, the second Mandalorian Jedi to ever exist, wielding the first Mandalorian's same lightsaber would be legend. Wait for it. Dairy. Legendary. It would be so awesome. Star Wars Politics says, so you mean I can't hope that Rey is no longer a Skywalker moving forward? Yeah. So that's the same thing. That's the same thing, Politics. You're correct. The same way that people are upset that Grogu and Din are back together in the third season before, like they act like at the end of the second season they weren't together. That's the same reason that you can't expect Rey not to be a Skywalker in some posts episode 9 stuff. Star Wars Politics says the first words from Grogu are going to be mine, and whack somebody with a stick. See, that would be entertaining. That would be fun. That would be great. I fully support that. So, God, this is the worst. I hate this. I hate having a cold. It's the worst. Star Wars Politics says it's way better than the Bad Batch. Yeah, you're not wrong there. Anything is way better than the Bad Batch at this point. The Bad Batch literally peaked in episode 1 of season 1. It did. All right, we're not getting into that. But all right, one last thing in the Bad Batch. We're not getting into it, but one last thing. So I was looking up today to get ready for the stream. I was looking up episode 9 of the Bad Batch, but I forgot to put season 2. Right? And episode 9 of the Bad Batch of season 1 popped up first. And that was the episode where Cad Bane and Fennec Shand are chasing Omega. And I was like, holy crap, that episode was epic. You had Cad Bane, one of the greatest bounty hunters of all time, a new bounty hunter in Fennec Shand who was in the Book of Boba Fett, and now she's in animation. Like, so cool, awesomeness. And then you had, to counteract that, the episode 9 of season 2 that I had to look up right after that and get really upset because that episode was terrible. We won't get into it. Star Wars Politics says, hot take. Yes. What's your hot take? Or was it my hot take? I don't know. Okay. Let's keep reading this article though. Why Grogu made the right choice. So the Book of Boba Fett. Hang on, I gotta sneeze again. Okay, that's how I sneeze, by the way. The Book of Boba Fett basically turned into the season 2.5 for The Mandalorian because of important plot points in the back half of the show centering around Din Djarin and Grogu. While some fans may not have agreed with Favreau's decision to reunite the two characters so quickly after the emotional scene in the season 2 finale, bringing them back will allow their relationship to grow even stronger in season 3. And people say it happened so fast. It happened so fast. There was a whole year, like a whole year and a couple months actually, between the end of season 2 and the Book of Boba Fett. So calm down. Calm down. You guys are getting way too heated over this. So Din started off as a bounty hunter with Grogu as his target through season 1. He formed a bond with Grogu, and then in season 2, Rosario Dawson's Ahsoka revealed to Din just how much Grogu was attached to him. Even though he does not have Jedi abilities, Grogu is a Mandalorian at heart. Even though he does have Jedi abilities, just because he isn't by Luke's side anymore doesn't mean that he can't use what he has already learned to increase his connection with the Force. You have to remember, he was trained by Luke for quite a little bit. I know the time frame is kind of shaky on that whole thing, but it was a while. The series may be called The Mandalorian, but that may not be referring to Din as much as it is Grogu. So who do we think is the Mandalorian, Grogu or Din? I definitely think it's Din. I mean, that's just ridiculous. He literally is called Mando by almost everybody throughout season 1 and season 2 and probably season 3. So the first 2 seasons of the show prove that it is really his story just as much, if not more, than Din's. It is Grogu's story a lot, sure, but it's Din's story first and foremost. He's there before Grogu's even on the screen. So that could have affected Favreau's decision to reunite the two characters so quickly. Season 3 of The Mandalorian will begin on March 1st. So yeah, he's saying that they had to bring Grogu and Din back together because Grogu could be considered the Mandalorian as well. So they can't have a season 3 of The Mandalorian if they are considering Grogu as the Mandalorian in the show. Which makes sense, I guess, but you know, whatever. All right, I got another cool Mandalorian thing to talk about here. Let me pull it up. Jeez. Let's just do that. Okay. We looked at that. Okay, here we go. Boop, 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 boop. I hate ads. Ads are the worst. Can we just abolish ads forever? Can somebody get on that? Somebody get on that. Somebody just get on that, please. Somebody get on that. Somebody get on that. So this has to do with Pedro Pascal. Pedro Pascal. Know him? Do you guys know him? Do you guys know Pedro? Pedro Pascal? Anybody? Pedro Pascal reveals one thing he loves the most about Season 3 of The Mandalorian. Pedro Pascal hypes The Mandalorian Season 3. In the latest issue of Empire magazine, Pedro Pascal previewed the upcoming season of The Mandalorian. The actor says his favorite part of Season 3 is how much the world opens up, particularly in the terms of the Mandalorian mythology, adding delicious doors are flying wide open. Pedro Pascal speaks in this weird way. Nobody knows why. Nobody can really get a grasp on him. But what I love most about Season 3 is how much the world opens up in terms of Mandalore and the Mandalorians. That means in so many different facets of culture, politics, and rules and discoveries. Delicious doors are flying wide open. Yeah, we get it. Delicious doors, sure. Katie Sackhoff, we talked about this on Tuesday, but we're gonna cover it again. Katie Sackhoff says, I was texting John and Dave saying, are you serious? This is an epic season. So big and so bold and so different. We're talking about bigger and bolder than Season 2, where they brought into live-action Ahsoka Tano for the first time, Bo-Katan for the first time, brought in Luke Skywalker back as a young Luke Skywalker, and brought Boba Fett back from the dead. Bigger and bolder than that. Bigger and bolder than that. Anybody? How can they do that? How? What? Give me your most crazy prediction. Like the most crazy prediction you have for The Mandalorian in the chat, please. Like what could they possibly do to top Ahsoka, Bo-Katan, Boba Fett, and Luke Skywalker? What? What could they possibly do? Please, somebody, anybody, please. I hate having colds. It just goes on to talk about, whatever. Who cares? Okay. So that's what Pedro Pascal says. He says delicious doors are being opened. So maybe they'll eat some doors. That's my bold prediction in The Mandalorian Season 3. They eat doors. Yeah. Bet you didn't see that one coming. But in all seriousness, with the possibility of seeing Ahsoka again, of seeing Boba Fett again, of seeing Moff Gideon, going back to Mandalore, having a bajillion Mandalorian be there, fighting against probably Moff Gideon, it's going to be very, very exciting. Now we have to talk about something other than The Mandalorian, but it could be talking kind of about The Mandalorian. But this is about the next Star Wars film. So this is very exciting. Star Wars' next movie gets an announcement update. So we have been speculating about this, but now it's been confirmed that we will be getting an announcement about the next Star Wars film at, I almost just said San Diego, at London's Star Wars Celebration. So, Star Wars announcement coming soon. A new report from The Hollywood Reporter explores how Disney is rethinking its current franchise output from Marvel and Star Wars. Within the said article, the outlet notes that Lucasfilm is expected to unveil its future movie projects for the galaxy far, far away at its Star Wars Celebration event, which takes place in April in London. And April, again, if you guys don't know your months, January, February, March, April. So right now we're in February. So that's about 2 months away. It's pretty crazy. It's right around the corner. I mean, up until then, we'll have the rest of the Bad Batch, The Mandalorian. By then, we'll have Jedi Survivor, right? Or it comes out the same weekend or something like that. Jedi Survivor comes out around that time. So, yeah, it'll be a fun time at the end of that April month because we'll be getting all these announcements for Star Wars. We'll be finishing up The Mandalorian Season 3. Probably get a trailer for the Ahsoka show. Find out when the next Star Wars movie is going to be. It's going to be a fun, fun time. Among the big screen projects currently in development is the post-sequel trilogy flick from Watchmen director Damon Lindelof, as well as a mysterious project from Thor Ragnarok's director Taika Waititi. So it's most likely going to be the Damon Lindelof movie, which is supposed to be a post-sequel trilogy movie, but we don't really know. The previous announced Rogue Squadron movie by Wonder Woman's director Patty Jenkins may never materialize, according to The Hollywood Reporter. So, Star Wars has a big year ahead. It's Disney Plus with The Mandalorian Season 3, set for March 1st, followed by Rosario Dawson's Ahsoka show, and a John Watts production of Skeleton Crew, starring Jude Law, that are all coming out later this year. However, The Hollywood Reporter I literally can't speak today. I don't know what's going through my head, but I'm just a big fog going up in here. Adds that while Lucasfilm may ramp up its current output, it may have to abide by the same discipline as the rest of the company. So Disney's making some big changes. Iger's come in and has blamed everything on everybody else. For Marvel, he's blamed everything on Ike Perlmutter. For Star Wars, he's blamed everything on Chapek. Like, he's come in and he said, look, I'm giving all the power back to the creatives. Like, all the people at Lucasfilm are going to be in charge of everything. All the people at Marvel are going to be in charge of everything. But if you mess stuff up, you're going to be the one who has to clean it up. You're going to be the one who has to do all the work to get things back to the way it was. Right? So with that being said, Kathleen Kennedy is going to be fired. But with that being said, we might be getting more and more Star Wars projects rather than less and less. When it comes to Lucasfilm, I feel as though that without Kathleen Kennedy there, I think a lot more might get done. With more creative mind at the top, we will have more projects. And not only that, they will be way better quality projects. We just need a new leadership. I think that's what we need. And I think a lot of you would agree with me when I said that. So the news comes as Lucasfilm reportedly maps out a 5-year plan for the new Star Wars. That would be nice. An actual 5-year plan would be nice. But this may not ultimately happen under the current President Kathleen Kennedy. Again, probably for the best. We still have the deal. If she's still here by November, you guys get a free thing. A plan. What? Yeah, I know, right? A 5-year plan. It could be crazy. A 5-year plan could happen. But it won't be from Kathleen Kennedy. That's for sure. It'll probably be from John and Dave or some new leadership. Who knows? But who has been leading the studio since Disney acquired Lucasfilm but may be ending her time later this year. According to the report from Puck, yeah, that's right, Puck, the slow and rocky development of the next movie from the galaxy far, far away has led to a desperation to get it right. A culture of fear and indecision at Lucasfilm. So they've had 3 years to kind of work on this movie. And what did they do? Not work on this movie. And now they have 3 more years to get this movie done, recorded, and all that stuff. And what have they done? Not those things. So it's like, who knows with Lucasfilm? Who really knows? Who knows? So, what will Star Wars announce at 2023's Star Wars Celebration? Now, this is pretty exciting. So Star Wars currently has untitled movies set for a release date for December 19th of 2025 and December 17th of 2027. So 2025 and 2027 are the next 2 Star Wars movies. Based on the development status of the current announced projects, these are most likely going to end up being untitled films from Watchmen writer Damon Lindelof and Taika Waititi. So with Bob Iger back as Disney CEO, Star Wars movies will likely be more of a focus move going forward because they make a ton of money, and why wouldn't you want more of them? So both of these projects could finally receive a more formal announcement at Star Wars Celebration and also be showcased to the audience. This could I just almost had to sneeze again. This could potentially include a title, cast members, and the idea for a general script. That would be exciting. I mean, if they had that much, that would get me in a better mood for this, and it would be way more exciting. On top of finally getting a sense of where Star Wars theatrical direction is going, Lucasfilm may have updates to offer for upcoming Disney Plus shows. Ahsoka, Skeleton Crew, Vision Season 2 will undoubtedly be receive a stable focus, while shows such as Andor Season 2 and Lando may still be too far out to get any news. So obviously we're going to get news on the Ahsoka show, most likely a trailer at Star Wars Celebration. I really, really hope so. And then we'll probably get the Skeleton Crew news, maybe a teaser trailer. I don't know. We'll definitely get a release date for the Ahsoka show as well. There's already a release date for Star Wars Visions. It's May the 4th for Star Wars Day, and that'll be exciting. That's going to be a fun thing to look forward to on Star Wars Day. And that's only a few weeks after Star Wars Celebration, so I'm sure we'll get a trailer or something like that for that. But this Andor Season 2 is too far away, and the Lando show, who even knows if that's ever going to get made at this point. But it still seems too far away to know anything. That's kind of where we're at with it. There is actually another piece of news here that I wanted to talk about before we went any further. So this is the Squid Games actor who is in the Acolyte show, right? Lee Zhang Cha, I think his name is. So Squid Game star throws shade at Star Wars filming experience. So he's going to be in the Acolyte show. Squid Game star Lee Zhang Cha, who's about to join the Star Wars universe with a role in The Acolyte, has opened up about his filming experience in a galaxy far, far away. Lee is set to take the biggest franchise role to date as he joins The Acolyte on Disney+, portraying a lead male role alongside the Hunger Games actress Amanda Steinberg. And after being a part of such a huge worldwide phenomenon with his role in Squid Games, the Star Wars newcomer already has a feel for being a part of a big franchise that fans are guaranteed to check out. Filming is in the early stages for the Acolyte show as fans wait to find out more information on Lee's role. We've already seen some leaked images that he's going to be a High Republic Jedi, which is going to be epic. I mean, that's some High Republic Jedi. This show does take place in the High Republic. It's going to be the first live action, like anything in the High Republic, so it's going to be cool to see High Republic Jedi, but he's going to be one. With the actor looking to take his own place amongst Disney Plus iconic Star Wars heroes and villains over the last 3 years. So this guy's going to be a High Republic Jedi. Yeah, you see that smile? Have you guys watched Squid Games? Anybody watch Squid Games? I've seen it. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. The twist at the end was crazy. Acolyte star slams Star Wars filming. So speaking with all K-pop, no idea who that is, the Acolyte star Lee Jang-cha compares the efficiency of which Squid Games was filmed and how the Acolyte is processing during production. He notes that filming set in Korea is actually more efficient. So he says, I was told not to talk about it as much as possible. It seems that filming will run until March or April. So they're almost done with filming, by the way, for this show. I actually felt that in some ways, filming set in Korea was actually more efficient. There are more aspects of the work which are similar here and in Korea, but I feel that there are areas where the Korean method is more efficient. Of course, there are aspects I am learning from as well. So he also follows up and says, it's my first time working on a foreign project. It's my first time doing such a big project. And I am in a position where I have no choice but to follow what I'm told to do. So he's literally out here just literally crapping on Lucasfilm, crapping on their production process and all that stuff. And what can they do but literally say nothing? Because they haven't been able to release a movie for 4 years. They won't probably be able to release a movie for another 3 years. They really struggle with the production process. Like the Skeleton Crew's having problems. The Acolyte show's now having problems. Lee Jang-cha is just the only guy coming out and talking about it because he doesn't know anything else. He's only worked on the Squid Games, which had a great production process, as he said. So it's very, very weird to see that, of course, he's having issues. Leadership issues? Yes, Star Wars politics. Leadership issues. Without a doubt, you got to get rid of Kathleen Kennedy. You got to have somebody else bring in. You just got to have some change. You can't just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. That's literally the definition of insanity. So, yeah, let's get that girl out of here. So we talked about this a little bit. If you guys are just tuning in, I do have a cold, so that's why I every once in a while I'll just go because that's me getting the cold out of my body, you know. Star Wars Politics says it's pretty objective at this point. She's not a fit to lead. Vote of no confidence. Yeah, I'm sure, but we all know that leads to Palpatine. I really hope that the next person in line from Kathleen Kennedy is not worse than Kathleen Kennedy. I feel like that's impossible at this point. I feel like it's really impossible at this point, but you never know. So this is talking about Ahsoka, and I love to talk about Ahsoka. We kind of started to get into this on Tuesday, Tuesday, but this is the Ahsoka show already being listed for getting a second season. Now this is pretty wild. So it seems Lucasfilm has plenty in store for the fan-favorite character in Ahsoka. So, on February 8th, Disney's first quarter earnings reports for 2023 offered a first look at what the year has in store for the beloved franchise and intellectual properties. As a neat little detail nestled amongst the paperwork suggested that there's more than meets the eye with the upcoming Ahsoka series. In fact, on a close inspection, Season 1 appears to be next to the series name, denoting that the upcoming series is not a limited one. So if you look at this, this is all the titles that they released with like Star Wars, Disney, 20th Century Fox Studios, ABC, Fox, Marvel. All these projects are coming out for Disney this year. So, but what you notice is things that are multiple seasons, like The Mandalorian says Season 3 next to it, Star Wars Vision says Season 2 next to it. We'll skip Ahsoka for now. But you see, like, Loki Season 1, stuff that is going to have multiple seasons that's still on Season 1 is going to say Season 1 next to it, like American Born Cheese, whatever the hell that is. X-Men 97, that has multiple seasons. But when it's a limited time show, when it's a limited time series, it will have nothing next to it. Look at Secret Invasions here. Has nothing next to it. Skeleton Crew, nothing next to it. All these other things that have nothing next to it are either a one-off series, limited series, or a movie, probably. But the Ahsoka show is a weird thing, because the Ahsoka show, we were led to believe, is a limited series, a one-season thing, a lot like we thought that the Book of Boba Fett was going to be. But now there's a lot of talks about a Book of Boba Fett Season 2, and now it's with this report right here, could be very possible that the Ahsoka show will also get a second season, which is pretty insane. It's pretty wild. I really hope that the Ahsoka show gets a second season. The Ahsoka show I really think is going to be very exciting, and I can't wait. I mean, the World Between Worlds as its own thing is just wild, and I can't wait for it. But there's a lot of other things to look forward to there as well, with the new Beyond and Thrawn, and introducing Thrawn as a new big bad. But it's going to be cool when the Mandalorian's all connected, the Ahsoka show's all connected, the Book of Boba Fett is all connected. Like, we want everything to be connected, and if there's multiple seasons of each show, then people are going to tune in for all of those. People are going to tune in for each individual show, and it will be very, very cool. And I can't wait. I really, really can't wait. And I hope the Ahsoka show, season 1 at least, goes like kaboom and just blows up. It becomes the biggest show ever. So that season 2 obviously comes out, and it's fantastic. The Mandalorian keeps going. Thrawn's a huge new bad. And Star Wars is back on top, because that's where we want Star Wars at all times, is on top. That's what we want. That is what we want. That is what we want. So, let's any other Star Wars news going around today? Anything new that has just broken news? Oh, well, they actually released the actual clip. Star Wars just released it. Hang on, when was this? 50 minutes ago they released the clip that we just watched. Oh, I did it first, no big deal. That's pretty funny. But yeah, they just released that clip that we watched at the beginning of this. That's cool. That is cool. Oh, wait, what is this? Hang on. This is pretty cool. Wait, what? What is this? This is coming from Galactic Transmission on Instagram. Hang on, this is kind of cool. Jedi Survivor Gendia? I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that right. Villain revealed. Now this character literally looks like Samus from Super Smash Bros. but no idea who this is. But this says, more Star Wars Survivor news. The video game was delayed for more polishing, but it has not stopped Respawn Entertainment and EA sharing details. This week, IGN sat down with them to discuss Cal Kestis' opposing force. The Gendia, and Ravis Bedlam Raiders. Do you guys know who this is? Am I missing something here? Should we Google this? Should we Google this? Gendia Star Wars. Oh, is this just the species of the guy? Oh, is this So is this just the species of Darth Scrotum? Huh. The more you know. Okay. So the Gengia are almost impossible to kill and live for thousands of years. Their bodies are made up of entirely of regenerative tentacles. What? With their armor keeping them in place. Hang on. What are we talking about here? Is this like a new species to Star Wars? Am I missing something here? Let's see. I might be missing something here. Fake news question mark? No, it's coming from a very reliable source. I mean, it's an interview with IGN sitting down to discuss with EA about Cal Kestis. Like this is straight from the mouth of the creators. This is strange. Let's see. Their bodies are made up of entirely regenerative tentacles, and their armor keeps them in place. They have no home. Their planet was destroyed hundreds of years ago, and due to their immense lifespan, they almost have a vampiric sense of time and place. See, now that sounds really cool, but who? What? That sounds sick. Sure, sounds awesome, but what? What are we talking about here? That sounds awesome. Honestly, that sounds very, very cool. A species that's lost their planet hundreds of years ago. They have such a long lifespan. They literally can't be killed. That's awesome. That sounds so cool. Is that the people that we see in the trailer that are in control of the droids, the B-1 battle droids? Because he fights some people there. Like, maybe, I don't know. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. This talks about how Skeleton Crew... Jon Favreau confirmed it's unlikely that Ahsoka and Boba will be no cameos in the Star Wars Season 3. Jon Favreau has confirmed that unlikely Ahsoka and Boba, there will be no cameos in The Mandalorian Season 3 for the Skeleton Crew. So there will be no Skeleton Crew. There'll be no Skeleton Crew in The Mandalorian Season 3, but there most likely will be Ahsoka and Boba. That's it. That's what I was trying to say. That's what I was trying to say with my mouth hole. That's what I was trying to express with my the hole in my mouth. That Boba and Ahsoka will most likely be in The Mandalorian Season 3, but the Skeleton Crew will not. Now, the Skeleton Crew is likely to be introduced in the Ahsoka show later this year, which hopefully is announced, like a release date, actual release date at Star Wars Celebration. Hopefully. When do you guys think the Ahsoka show will come out? Do you think it's like going to be right around the corner, like in June or end of... You guys think that the Ahsoka show could be coming out by May or even June? When do you think the Ahsoka show is going to be? Because there's only 3 shows this year. It's going to be The Mandalorian, the Ahsoka show, and the Skeleton Crew show. Now, it's more just of a matter of time of when those shows are going to come out. Should we pull this up? Why will Ahsoka be in The Mandalorian, though? So that's a great question. So here's my answer to that. I think Ahsoka and Boba will be in The Mandalorian for the same reason that the two of them were in Season 2, and that Din Djarin and Ahsoka were in the Book of Boba Fett, because all of this, and the same reason that Din Djarin and Grogu were reunited in the Book of Boba Fett, because all of this is one big storyline, and all of it's going to be connected, and all of it's going to lead to Thrawn in a big bad, in a big fight scene with Thrawn, his undead army, and whoever, versus Ahsoka, Boba, Mando and a bunch of Mandalorians, Grogu, all that stuff. So they're all going to stay connected, and I think even though it might be a very brief Ahsoka appearance in The Mandalorian Season 3, or maybe it's not brief, maybe she's in a lot of it, but I think she'll be in there in some sort of way. In some sort of way, I think Ahsoka will be in there. Let's pull this up. I know we've asked it many times before, but when do you think Ahsoka will release? Spring, fall, fall, or winter. Winter is coming. Anybody watch Game of Thrones? You guys tell me. I'm really hoping spring. Like, that's my dream, would be spring. If it comes out, like, in May or June, like Kenobi did last year, that would be so awesome. I literally can't wait for this show. But if it's, like, freaking winter, I might lose my mind. I might literally lose my freaking mind. If I had to sit here, right, like, just for 40 more weeks and wait for the Ahsoka show, like, if we have, like, 80 more streams until the Ahsoka show, by that time, the streams would be a lot different. All right, the streams would be a lot different. Everything behind me would be absolutely destroyed, right? And I would probably be here with like my a backwards hat on. Like my shirt would be ripped. Grogu would not be a solid object. My microphone would probably be upside down. We would be talking a whole different story here. If I have to wait for the Ahsoka show any longer than like 10 minutes, like the world between worlds, this new beyond, Thrawn, an undead army, like it doesn't get much cooler than that. It doesn't get much cooler than that. It really doesn't. It doesn't. The Ahsoka show is going to be insane, and I can't wait. I literally can't wait. I can't wait. I can't. Can you guys wait? Because I can't wait. Star Wars Politics says, why does Mando get wrapped in the fight with Thrawn? So here's what I think. Thrawn is going to come back into the Star Wars galaxy at some point. Thrawn is going to have to come back to the Star Wars galaxy at some point with his new undead army from the New Beyond. And I think what he's going to target is Mandalore. And this is why it makes sense. Ready? How can Thrawn have an undead army, fight all these good guys in Din and Boba Fett and Ahsoka and Grogu, and none of that have any effect on the sequel trilogy? Not even be mentioned in the sequel trilogy. Well, the sequel trilogy had 0 Mandalorian. The sequel trilogy had 0 Mandalorian. It never went to Mandalore. It had nothing to do with the Mandalorian in any single way. Literally nothing to do with the Mandalorian at all. So, if there was going to be this gigantic battle between Thrawn and anybody in the galaxy, it would have to be the Mandalorian on Mandalore, because then it wouldn't affect the sequels at all. The Mandalore, the Mandalorian, none of that is in the sequel trilogy. That's why I think that Din is going to be definitely wrapped up in that fight with Thrawn. I mean, they really like, I mean, Din is the main character at this point of this Mando timeline. It is the Mando timeline, and he is Mando. So I feel like he definitely has to be there to fight Thrawn. Like, it's a must have him there. But I get where you're coming from. Like, why does he have to be involved? I get it. I get what you mean. But he's definitely going to be involved. We're going blue for Thrawn. You know what? I'm feeling blue for Thrawn. Well, that's not blue. Hang on. Blue for Thrawn. That's like purple. Hang on. What's going on? Oh, that's blue. We're good. That's blue. That's blue. That's really purple, isn't it? That's purple. That's fine. Blue. Is that blue? That's like light blue. That's like teal or something. That's green. Like, what are we doing here? That's blue. There we go. That's literally purple on my thing. Okay, whatever. We got blue for Thrawn. Okay. Thrawn is just going to be epic. I can't wait for Thrawn. I know you guys can't wait for Thrawn. But I mean, other than that, that's all the Star Wars news I got for today. You guys got any crazy? Did anything just happen? Like any breaking news right here? Oh, this was pretty wild actually. Before we get on out of here, let's talk about this really quickly. So Disney, like I told you, is in a weird spot where Bob Iger's trying to change some things. But for good news for us, he's trying to change some things for Star Wars. Disney to lean even harder into Star Wars. So, Bob Iger said, we are going to lean even harder into Disney's Marvel, Pixar, Star Wars, and Avatar. Even the high returns, we've had high returns on those projects. The aliens, they've made it to the stream. They've made it to the stream. They've made it to the stream. They've gone from Ohio to the stream. Ladies and gentlemen, we are under attack. No, so I'm just about to get shot down by aliens, I guess. Somehow they found me. We've had high returns. We've had higher returns on the. Okay, we get it. Enough. We've had higher returns on those businesses over the years, so it makes a lot of sense. Yes, it makes a lot of sense. Literally, Star Wars makes you billions of dollars every year. Maybe you should put some hard work into it. Yeah, makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Pfft. So that's a no-brainer. Let's put some more money into Star Wars. Duh. Duh. Star Wars Politics says, "Is that an airstrike?" Yeah, the aliens found me. I don't know how, but they did. Here comes the second pass. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. But I really hope that I am here on next Tuesday. We have a what if video coming out tomorrow, of course. Join the Discord. I always forget to say join the Discord. Join the Discord in the description below. There's a Discord in the description below. If you want to talk to some people who love Star Wars, there's a Discord called The People Who Love Star Wars in the description below. Don't forget to join that. We're having a what if come out tomorrow about the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. It's going to be a really fun one. It's called What If Vader killed Reva in episode 5 of the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, and how that is going to affect the galaxy in such a gigantic way if Reva is not there to save the day. So yeah, that's a fun one. I wrote it out yesterday. It's gonna be a fun one. Reva is a huge point in Star Wars, so we definitely need her to stick around. So if she died, wow, that would change a whole lot. Yeah, you guys wait for this video. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be whoa, wild. But I'm going to get on out of here. You guys are the best, the absolute best. Much love to you guys. We, of course, stream every Tuesday and Thursday at 1 p.m. if you guys don't know that yet. But you are here, so clearly you know something. But watch out for videos this weekend. Watch out for video tomorrow for What If Friday. And have a great rest of your day. Have a great rest of your week. Have a great rest of your year. Have a great rest of your life. Great rest of your life. Star Wars Politics, I will try my best, but no guarantees. The aliens are coming after me for some reason. But I'm going to get on out of here. You guys are the best. Smash like if you like this video, of course. Hit that subscribe. Hit that bell so you get notified every time I post a video. And my pretty face will show up in the recommended feed of yours. Feeling a little evil as we get on out of the stream. As we get on out of the stream today. So may the Force be with you. Always. Where's the come on. Come on. There we go. Bye. Goodbye.